to the last video episode for Chapter 5, the measurement chapter. We will be going over Section 5.4, metric and U.S. Conversions, and we'll be looking at between the U.S. system and the international metric system. And so most of the world uses the metric system. We had a really big chance back in the 70s to go that way and didn't, and now there's just a few of us in the whole wide world who don't. So the metric units are international units, and we have to, everywhere else has to convert any of our standard units based on the metric system. And so here's a table that you can see the exact legal definition for an inch. 1 inch is actually defined by centimeters. It's 2.54 centimeters, and so on. So if you are in another country and you need to convert 4.3 yards to meters, the way that you would do it is you would look at the conversion table and you would see that 1 yard equals 0.9144 meters, and using the unity fractions that we've looked at in previous episodes, you would apply that to be able to figure out that it is 3.93192 meters, but the significant value of 4.3 makes us round to 3.9 meters. The metric and U.S. customary weight conversions are very similar. Make sure that you note that the big T in tons and the little t in metric tons are similar to tablespoons and teaspoons in our customary standard system, but not to be confused with tons and metric tons. And for area, we go from inches to and square inches to centimeters squared, etc. With volume and liquid capacity conversions, it's very similar. I'm not doing any problems with these because they're very similar and they're actually fairly simple. You use the same method that we have been using the unity fractions, and that in this case 1 teaspoon would equal 5 milliliters, so depending on whether you put the teaspoon on top or the milliliters on top depends on what you're trying to solve for. So let's go ahead. We will look at one problem, and suppose that a patient was given 30 milliliters of a liquid medication twice a day when he was in the hospital. If he continues this dosage at home, then how many tablespoons per day will the patient take? So I'm going to go ahead and pause this and see if you can solve this using unity fractions. It's fairly straightforward. Okay, so let's go ahead, and to be able to do this, you would have needed to go on and found a table, which was in the chapter. And so there it is right there. In case you couldn't find it, go ahead and if you want to now pause the video and see if you can read the problem, reread the problem, pull out the facts, write down what you know, and start to solve the problem, then add units and check to see if it makes sense. So our traditional problem-solving skills. Okay. So hopefully everybody's got it by now. Let's go ahead then, and we will just jump right into this. 30 milliliters is the dosage that the person is getting, and again, dose is a unit, and they're getting that twice a day. So getting it 2 doses per day, and if they continue the dosage at home, how many tablespoons will they take? And so what we're looking for in the end is we're looking for tablespoons. So again, we're not looking for tons, but looking for tablespoons. And so in looking for tablespoons, we can see that here is our unity fraction that we can use that has milliliters on there, and there are milliliters in our problem. So we can see that milliliters is on top of our problem. So let's go ahead and put 15 milliliters on bottom, so that way we can cancel the milliliters out, we can cancel the doses out. We'll finish writing out what this was. It was 1 tablespoon per 15 milliliters. And by solving this straight across, we have that it is 30 times 2 is 60 over 15. And that's so 60 over 15. We're going to go ahead and make that into 4 tablespoons total. And that's how many tablespoons in 2 days that they've taken. So make sure that you're looking at this as per day, and that was, since that was 2 days, that we'll divide that by 2, and the patient will take 2 tablespoons. Those of you who are going into allied healthcare and health sciences, I hope that this chapter has been especially helpful for you. I know that when my wife got Pitocin and they did the drops per minute, that they messed that up, and it was awfully ugly as it hit her body, and the contractions started crazy. And so please make sure that you know how to do the conversions. They're really important. Here's a table at the end, and this concludes this chapter.